Tom Tuttle, doing your cameo outside at the park, so there's wind noise. I'm gonna try and fix that in a second. And it says, you say, what is the secret to a life well lived? Cherry pie and a great cup of joe. I'm holding my scarf on the speaker, so I'm hoping that that will work. I think the secret, if you're asking me, to a life well lived is helping people. Doing something that you love for a living, or if you can't quite work that out, doing something that you love for a hobby is what I think leads to the number one thing that's important, and that's helping people. So if you're doing something fun or that you love, you're going to be in a good mood, and you're going to push love out of your heart, which, you know, there's a heart brain. They finally discovered, scientists discovered, that there's brain cells in your heart, and so that does all kinds of amazing magical stuff. And so if you're doing something that you love, your heart brain is going to lead you in directions that are better for everybody, that makes the whole world happy. And you know, even thinking about something that's fun to think about is doing something that you love. Dreaming, imagining stuff. Yes, these are the things that I do, and I pray for people, and this is how I pray. Thank you for, let's see, what's one that I did recently? Oh, thank you for Nicola Liberté having a wonderful, easy childbirth, because she's having a baby. So that's what I do. I pretend like it's already happened, and I say thank you for it, because it happened and it's wonderful, and that energy goes out in the world, and I hope makes the world better. So that's not a secret, Tom, but that's all I got. I hope that you have a very wonderful life that is well lived. And here's a kiss. Mwah! And thanks for asking. Bye, Tom.
Oh, hi, Tom. What's up? It's your good pal, Greg Sestero, here to say, oh, hi. Hope everything's going really well. It's summertime now, my favorite time of the year. Hopefully it stays a little cooler. It's gotten really hot over the years in the summer, but summer is what I always look forward to. Birthday, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, a life well lived is all about being around the people you love and doing things that you love. Because all that other stuff, it's really hard to control. Success comes and goes, you know, money can only buy us so much. So really it's about finding the joys in life that no one can take away from you, and getting up each day, being thankful, following what you love to do, not giving into fear or regret or worry, because really all that stuff doesn't get us anywhere. So you want to approach each day and say, hey, this is a gift. What can I do with it? How can I make myself better? How can I do things that I love and be around people that I love? So that's really what counts, man. Get out there and enjoy it. It's truly a gift in all the small ways and all the big ways. So also really quickly, my good pal, Mr. Tommy Wiseau, has got a message for you. Oh, hi, Tom. Mr. Tuttle, my God, enjoy life. You know, you need to do what you love. And just think, you can't take all etc. with you. So you need to enjoy now. This big secret, okay? And by Johnny Underwear. It's a really good story. So anyway, hi, Comics Gay. I didn't know it was you. Anyway, Tom, have a great summer, brother. It's all about you.
What is the meaning of life? Well, congratulations, Tom Tuttle, if that's your real name. First of all, if that's your real name. It's one of the greatest names of all time. I love alliteration. That's why my son's name is Cash Kirby. But Tom Tuttle, what is good in life? Well, if you asked Conan the Barbarian what is good in life, to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. And to do a good Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, you have to draw out the vowels. So if you were to say, if you were like the barbarian commander and you're like, Conan, what is good in life? Then Conan would go, crush your enemies, see them driven before you, hear the lamentation of their women. Or something like that. I don't have a very good Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. But on a very serious note, Tom Tuttle, and congratulations for giving me the most challenging question of all time. What is the secret to a life well lived? Well, I think the secret to a life well lived is getting comfortable with loss. Because we slowly lose the color in our hair turns gray. We slowly lose our hair. We lose our sexual prowess. We lose our posture. We lose our height. We lose our friends. We lose our family. We lose love. We lose our pets. And as you travel through life, the first third is about gaining things. You gain the ability to walk. You gain the ability to speak. You gain love. You gain friendships. And in the middle third, you're sort of, it's sort of a neutral area. You're losing some of those things you gain, and you're getting comfortable with the loss. And then ultimately that last third is getting comfortable with that loss. And if you can get comfortable with that loss, and that's exceedingly difficult to do, well then Tom Tuttle, you have probably lived a fulfilled, meaningful life. Now I just depressed everybody, and all of the Comicsgate guys are gonna run warm baths and put on a Tracy Chapman album and end it all. No, don't do that, guys. I want to say hi to the Comicsgate guys. I don't know exactly who you are, but little secret, I'm a huge comic collector myself. I have a big stash upstairs. I'll share it with you one time. And Tom Tuttle, again, thanks for the challenging question on this random Sunday afternoon. You're the man now, dog. I thought I'd start with a bad impression and end with a bad impression, but I sincerely wish you the best. And I'm assuming you're reaching out to me because you're a Big Brother fan. I may or may not, or may be making an appearance soon. Tom Tuttle, from me to you, Dr. Will Kirby, Big Brother legend.
Tom Tuttle, this is Michael O'Keefe. I'm in Lower Manhattan on a set of Billions, where I'm doing a little guest spot. And I was thinking, I might just tell you what the secret of a life well lived is. And I'm not sure Danny Noonan would give you any other advice than this. Just be yourself, man. Hey, CG.
Tom, my good and dear friend, my philosophical friend, Tom. Ambassador Lando Mollari here. I understand that you have reached out to me with a philosophical question about how to enjoy your life, to be fulfilled by life. Yes? This is your question? Tom, it's your life. I can't tell you what to do. You're an earthling. What do I know? But I can give you some Centauri advice. Number one, I would say, have more parties than you've been having. Many more parties. Just keep on inviting friends over, putting out food, putting out drink. And if you're looking for something to do worthwhile, become a mixologist. Someone who knows how to make a good cocktail. People will flock to you. The other thing is, I don't know how often you have sex, but have sex much, much more than you're having now. If you have worn out a relationship and you have just one wife or one husband, get another one. Have two or three. By the time you have three, you want to get rid of all three of them, like I did. You remember my wives? Famine, pestilence, and death. The reason it worked out is because we are 75 light years away. That's what you need to do. Get married, have lots of sex, and drink heavily. And I think you will be doing fine. And forget about all the philosophical stuff. Don't spend any time on that. Just try to have a good time. Enjoy yourself. It's your life. Call your friends up. You do have good friends, right? I believe their names are Andy and CJ. You know these two gentlemen, Andy and CJ? They're up for a party anytime. Call them over, shake them up a drink, a good cocktail, and have some laughs. And Tom, thank you for the video. I hope you enjoy it. Peter Jurczyk.
Hi, Tom Tuttle. It's Barbara Bingham here from your friendly neighborhood Jason Takes Manhattan. I'm glad it's a guilty pleasure to watch. I'm so glad you reached out to me, Tom Tuttle. I love your name, Tom Tuttle. I'm going to say it about 50 times, Tom Tuttle. And since you asked me while I was here, what is the secret to a life well lived? I think it would have to be gratitude. Gratitude for everything, even the sucky, crappy stuff that happens, because sucky, crappy stuff's gonna happen. But if you can find the gratitude, I'm telling you, that is the key for me, Tom Tuttle. And look, I'm thrilled you've got a whole bunch of autographs. You obviously need mine because we have not met at a convention. I'm hoping to be at one later this year. So stay tuned. Fingers crossed, Tom Tuttle. I'll get to meet you in person. All right, and just before I go, let me say hi to the Comics Gate. Be well. Bye for now. Tom Tuttle.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted you to see the new T-shirts. Yours is one of the most interesting questions I've ever been asked, because I've always been interested in that kind of stuff, or this kind of stuff, unlike most of the Pythons, who I don't think have any sort of interest in why we're here or cosmology or anything like that. I think that Richard Feynman said the smartest thing about it. He said, people have been trying to figure out what the point of life is for a very long time, and nobody's come up with a really good answer. I think that's probably true. So he said the main thing is find something that you love doing and do as much of it as you can. It's wonderfully simple. I have an extra layer to add to that, and you might think me a little bit strange, but I really believe there's some kind of afterlife for at least some people. And I've been doing a great deal of reading in the last few years. I know people who are studying at the DOPS department at the University of Virginia, for example, Bruce Grayson and Jim Tucker, people like that. And I'm pretty convinced that something goes on. It might not go on for all people. I've always been interested in the Gurdjieffian idea that we have an essence and then we have a kind of, the shell of a nut grows round the essence because of all the ways that we're conditioned by our parents and our society and our school and all of that. But there's an essence there, and I sometimes think that people who live a completely conventional life doing what society tells them to do, that little kernel of their own essence kind of, what's the word, it just slowly disappears, and maybe there isn't anything left when they die to go into an afterlife. But I don't think that's true of many people. And I think that if there is an afterlife, and I'm fascinated by Jim Tucker's work here, and Bruce Grayson, who's the expert on near-death experiences. And if you read about the out-of-body experiences so many people have had, which are veridical in the sense that when they report something that they saw when they were out of their body, it can be checked. There's a wonderful story about a Hispanic lady in a hospital who said she'd had one, and that she'd been round the building. This is about the 11th floor, and she reported a tennis shoe on a window ledge there. And one of the nurses went and checked, and yes, she found a room with a window ledge with a tennis shoe on it, which could not be seen from the ground, and which obviously nobody's seen because they would have brought it in. So that kind of thing suggests that our consciousness is not dependent on our brain. The idea is that the brain is like a television set. A television set is not making the program in the set. You see what I mean? It's picking up something out there and bringing it to a point where I can watch it on the television set. But the program's not being made inside the set. And the idea is that some kind of consciousness is out there, and that there are some people who seem to be able to connect with it some of the time. It also explains why right at the end of people's lives, if they have a brain disease where the matter deteriorates and literally the brain is destroyed physically and can't possibly be working, and suddenly towards the end of their life they have a few hours of completely lucid thought, which is inexplicable if you think that consciousness arises from the brain. So maybe there are things that are going to go on after I die, and I like that because I think when I'm lying there dying, I'll be scared and almost sad and that sort of thing, leaving people behind, but I'll be thinking, I wonder what happens next, and I think that's a good attitude. You asked me to say hi to the guys at Comics Gate, and I have to be careful here because of the internet, and I know that you are allegedly right-wing, and I am right-center on some things, left center on economics, but right center on tradition. But I don't want to be appearing to come out against diversity. I think that I've always been a proponent of proportional representation in politics, and I think the same role applies. I think that if 20% of the population is, let's say, green, then when you watch television, I think about 20% of the people on television should be green, but not 60%. So I hope that helps. I wish you a very happy new year, Tom Tuttle. When I saw that name, I think there was a quarterback called Tuttle who used to play for the New York, whatever they are, Giants. Anyway, I don't know if you're related. So, Happy New Year, Tom, and I hope you get a great deal of happiness and satisfaction out of making people laugh, because I do. Bye.
Hey, Tom. It's Robert Hayes. So you're a big fan of the Girl with the Gold Watch and everything. That's great. This is my first cameo for someone that wanted it about the Girl with the Gold Watch and everything. I had so much fun making that. It was so great. Pam Dauber was fantastic. Everyone on it was Jill. She was great. Jill Ireland, Ed Nelson. Gosh, everybody. Everyone was wonderful. So you're wondering, what is the secret to a life well lived? You got to have the right kind of watch. And you got to have good timing. Because if you don't, what a pisser. All right, I know you're going to have the right timing and everything in your life, and so it's going to be incredibly well lived. So you have a great time. And by the way, hey, Comicsgate. Hope you guys are having a swell time. Happy life. You take care, Tom.
Hey, Tom Tuttle. This is Sean Cunningham, director of Friday the 13th and a bunch of other things. And I'm reaching out and want to say hi. I understand you're a huge Friday the 13th fan. I also hear that you went to Camp Nobi Bosco in New Jersey, where we shot the movie. And actually, I've never been back there since we shot. I've been invited a few times, and actually, I think I'm going to go, fairly soon. It's kind of funny because at the Boy Scout camp, they let us shoot a movie there, and then the movie became famous, and it was famous because it was a horror movie, and the Boy Scout management didn't want to make a big deal out of having, dead teenagers on the campsite. And so they sort of, hushed it up for maybe 10 years. And then one day they decided to embrace it. And since then it's becomes very, very popular. And people just really enjoy it. And I hope you do too. So now you asked me, you asked me a question, which is as hard a question as you get. And that is, what is the secret of a wife? What is the secret to a life well lived? Oh boy. And, some of the smartest people in the world have thought about that. And I don't know if people come up with one answer for all of it. But different things came to my mind as I stumbled through that thing. I said, what's the secret to a happy wife? As they say, happy wife, happy life. But more than that, seriously, I think one of the most important things you can do is be a player in the game. Don't be one of those people that sits on the sidelines and makes comments and talks trash about other people. Be a player in the game. There's a speech that Teddy Roosevelt wrote a while ago, which I'm just going to read it to you because I think it's really good. It says, "It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails by daring greatly." Those are good words. Anyway, I think you hear that a lot. Brene Brown wrote a book called Daring Greatly, which draws from that, which I found really good. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing that occurs to me is work hard at whatever you do. And I think one of the things that people don't understand is that I don't think you can strive to be happy. Because I've never known anybody whose goal was to be happy and made it. These are usually the people that are least happy. Happiness and being happy is a product of living your life well, but it can't be a goal. Okay, now, avoid trying to be perfect at what you do. As they say, perfection is the enemy of good. So, whatever you're doing, you go out and you do it as well as you possibly can on that particular day or that week, and you do it as well as you can, and then you stop. And then you do something else. And of course, when you do all of these things, you make mistakes. And it's in making mistakes that at the end of the day, that's where wisdom comes from. That's where you learn not to make the same mistakes twice. But if you're just out there trying to be perfect, you get frozen. And it just doesn't work. What else? Gratitude. We all can choose what we're grateful for. And if we keep focusing on failures or things we don't have and so on, no good comes from that. I think it's really important to just be grateful for the little things, big things as well, that you have. And we all have those things. Some people keep a gratitude journal, like every day. They just put a few thoughts in there about what they're grateful for in that particular day. It's a very helpful thing. let's see, what else was I going to mention? Okay, well, try this. There's something called serenity prayer. And it goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. A lot in there. But, you know, when you have the courage to change the things you can, that's hard. But, you know, you're trying to change things, and it's very hard. But on the other hand, there are things you can't change. And if you spend a whole bunch of time and energy working on things you can't change anyway, you're going to be disappointed. So that there are things you can change, things you can't change. Then the key line in that prayer is that you ask God to give you the wisdom to know the difference between those things you can change and those things you can't change. Oh my goodness, I feel like well, I feel like we might be in Bible class. I don't want to do that. But, you know, those are the things that occur to me that might get you pointed in the right direction. I think trying to reach out and help others is a way to keep focus off yourself, and it's a way of paying forward whatever you've got. So I don't know if this helps. I hope it does, but those are the thoughts that I have on this Saturday afternoon, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.
Very good.
Oh, damn it.
Don't stop
I
recording.
can't shut it